Tying up the face is very good for the toothache.
And it's very good for the conceit.
Is that a kind of toothache?
Well, no. It's when you hold your head up, so, without bending your neck.
Oh, you mean stiff neck?
Oh, that's a newfangled name. It was called conceit in my day.
Conceit isn't a disease at all.
It is, though. Wait till you have it, and then you'll know. And when you catches it, just try tying a yellow handkerchief around your face. It'll cure you in no time.
Your wig would be much neater if you had a comb.
What? You're a bee, are you? And you've got a comb. Much honey?
Not that sort of comb. It's to comb hair with. Your wig is so very rough, you know.
I'll tell you how I came to put it on. When I was young, my ringlets waved and curled and crinkled on my head. And then they said you should be shaved and wear a yellow wig instead. But when I followed their advice and they had witnessed the effect, they said I did not look so nice as they had ventured to expect. They said the wig did not fit, and so it made me look extremely plain. But what was I to do, you know? My ringlets would not grow again. And now that I am old and grey, and all my hair is nearly gone, they take my wig from me and say, "How can you put such rubbish on?" And still, whenever I appear, they hoot at me and call me pig. And that is why they do it, dear, because I wear a yellow wig.
Really, I'm very sorry for you. And I think if your wig fitted a little better, then they wouldn't tease you quite so much.
Your wig fits very well. It's the shape of your head that does it. Your jaws are not well shaped, though. I should think you couldn't bite well.
Well, I can bite anything I want.
Not with a mouth as small as that. If you was a-fighting now, could you get hold of the other one by the back of the neck?
I'm afraid not.
Well, that's because your jaws are too short. But the top of your head is nice and smooth. Then your eyes, they're too much in front. One would have done as well as two if you must have them so close.
I think I must be going now. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And thank you.
And now for the last brook, and to be a queen. How grand it sounds. The 8th square at last. Well, this is grand. I never expected to be a queen so soon. And I'll tell you what it is, Your Majesty. It'll never do for you to be lolling about like that. Queens have to be dignified, you know. If I really am a queen. Please, would you tell me...
Speak when you're spoken to.
But if everybody obeyed that rule, and if you only spoke when you were spoken to, and you always waited for the other person to begin, then nobody would ever say anything.
Ridiculous. What do you mean if you really were a queen? You can't be a queen until you pass the proper examination, and the sooner we begin it, the better.
I only said if.
She says she only said if.
But she said more than that. Oh, ever so much more than that.
So you did, you know. Think before you speak. Always speak the truth and write it down afterwards.
I'm sure I didn't mean...
That's just what I complain of you should have meant. What do you suppose is the use of a child without any meaning? Even a joke should have some meaning. And a child is more important than a joke, I hope. You couldn't deny that if you tried it with both hands.
I don't deny things with my hands.
No one said you did. I said you couldn't if you tried.
She has it in her mind to deny something, but she doesn't know what to deny.
A nasty, vicious temper. I invite you to Alice's dinner party this afternoon.
And I invite you.
I didn't know I was to have a party at all, but if there is to be one, I think I ought to invite the guests.
We gave you the opportunity to do so. But I dare say you haven't had many lessons in manners yet.
No!
Manners are not taught in lessons. Lessons teach you to do sums and things of that sort.
Can you do addition? What's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1?
I don't know, I lost count.
She can't do addition. Can you do subtraction? Take 9 from 8.
9 from 8, I can't.
She can't do subtraction. Can you do division? If you divide a loaf with a knife, what's the answer?
I suppose.
Bread and butter, of course. Try another subtraction sum. Take a bone from a dog. What remains?
Well, the bone wouldn't remain if I had taken it. And the dog wouldn't remain, it would come after me. And I'm sure I shouldn't remain.
So you think nothing would remain?
Yes, I think that's the answer.
Wrong as usual. The dog's temper would remain.
I don't see how.
Look, the dog would lose its temper, wouldn't it?
Perhaps it would.
So if the dog went away, the temper would remain.
They might go different ways.
She can't do sums a bit.
Can you answer useful questions? How is bread made?
Well, you take some flour.
Where do you pick the flour?
You don't pick it at all, it's ground.
How many acres of ground? You mustn't miss out so many things.
Fan her head. She'll be feverish after all that thinking. Do you know languages? What's French for fiddle-de-dee?
Fiddle-de-dee isn't English.
Whoever said it was?
Well, if you can tell me what language fiddle-de-dee is, I'll tell you the French for it.
Queens never make bargains.
I wish queens never asked questions.
I'm so sleepy. She's tired. Smooth her hair and sing her a soothing lullaby.
I don't know any soothing lullabies.
Hush-a-bye, lady, in Alice's lap. Till the feast's ready, there's time for a nap. When the feast's over, we'll go to the ball. Red queen and white queen and Alice and all. Now that you've heard the words, sing it through to me. I'm a bit tired now.
Hush. Hush. I'm not a visitor, and I'm not a servant. There ought to be one marked Queen.
No admittance till the week after next.
What is it now?
Where is the servant whose business it is to answer the door?
Which door?
This one, of course.
What's it been asking of?
I don't know what you mean.
I speak English, doesn't I? Or are you deaf? What did it ask you?
Nothing. I knocked at it.
Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. It vexes it, you know. You let it alone, and it'll let you alone.